Hi, this is Eve. Everything okay? Apparently there's some rock pool or some application, which was one of the biggest ones, a real world asset application that has been reduced to the value of zero, almost. The thing is, as I mentioned many times before, for the people that know me, all second layer coins are actually exposed to central cloud computing. And every application that is running on Solana, that is running on Ethereum, Avalanche, etc., are having actually all a central point of failure, which is the central cloud computing, where everything is up and running, which is Amazon Web Servers, Google Cloud, Azure, etc. So at the end of the day, all these central cloud computing applications will be reduced to zero. This is more or less the same cycle that we are kind of see in the early stage of the dot-com bubble, where everything was like popping out like crazy. You had a lot of internet computer companies that were popping up with new applications for the internet. The internet was really new. And now we are in a cycle where the blockchain, new way of hooking up computers, the blockchain network is also something new, right? So you have like thousands of new companies that are, let's say, developing on the blockchain, but what they actually do is they develop on the central cloud, and they have tokens that are running on the chain. But nothing is like on a real Web3 kind of, let's say, architecture. So that's the whole point. When we are going to shift into an internet of value, it has to be 100% secure, cyber secure environment. And this is not the case. This is only the case on ICP. This is what Bobby also explains so very well, because he really knows what he's talking about. He's got the real world experience through his work, you know. So I was actually fortunate enough to discover Bobby and his work, and the way he explained things and the way everything is like exposed through the slides on his videos are so valuable. And for me, it's like so simple to see. But after being 9 years into the crypto, I start to see what he sees because of his teachings. And I'm trying to spread his teachings as well to my, let's say, environment and the people that I know, but nobody listens. This is so funny. So the day things will, let's say, start to explode and be reduced to zero, that will be the moment people will listen. But at the end of the day, they will lose all the money. So I'm a little concerned for everybody that owns second layer coins, basically. Nevertheless, these networks, Avalanche, Solana, they don't have the next level technology in the house neither. They are just copy paste of Ethereum, and it's just a little, you know, a little adjustments in the code. They have a little different features, but that's it. There's nothing like technically real advanced, you know. So yeah, what can I say? I can only warn and explain how things are and share from what I see, from what I learned. I'll give it with all my heart. But if nobody wants to listen, yeah, that's up to them, of course, you know. The only thing I know, I'm in paradise. Look, I'm surrounded with all these beautiful tree houses here. And this is seriously really cool here. See? They're very well constructed on pillars. I feel so relaxed here. And everybody is like in some kind of a crisis situation while the shit goes down. And everybody is expecting a bull run, and this is a correction in the bull run. Nevertheless, the question I always ask myself now, with knowing what I know, knowing what I share, why would the cabal, the deep state, allow the average Joe to become like quick rich without even, let's say, do any real world, let's say, added value, and to make it life so easy for them. Wow, there are so nice butterflies around here. Mamma mia. So I don't see any reason why the cabal would allow the average Joe to become rich and have this vaporware with this non-working software to raise in value, because basically the intrinsic value is zero because it doesn't work and it's not cyber secure. So a cyber pandemic would be the #1 explanation of having the whole shit going down. Also, when it comes to pension funds or any other funds or whatever, if there's some central cloud computing issues, it will not only be on applications on the second level in the blockchain space. It can also be in old classic systems like the classic, let's say, applications or platforms that are doing any kind of financial service, right? So that would be the #1 explanation of giving a reason why things are lost and why it's reduced to zero, basically. So that's how I see things going. Of course, I'm a conspiracy guy, you know. Everything is suspicious. And the banksters, it's their job to steal your money. That's what they do. All banksters, all wars are bankster wars. You can Google it. They make wars, they create it to hide inflation. They create new tariffs to hide their fraudulent Ponzi scheme structure, because basically the whole central banking is basically a Ponzi scheme, but a very big one. And there are so many different small ones within the big one. So the only solution to have like a real world currency where everything is like traded in a peer-to-peer way is a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, which embeds privacy and is traded on exchanges with real liquidity, on decentralized exchanges, that there's no central control. Because all the exchanges like Binance and Coinbase and etc., Kraken, they also do fractional trading like the banks are doing. So nobody has an audit on how much exposure, on how much value they actually have as a collateral for their customers. So, and with futures contracts and with, let's say, a money printing machine like Tether, they can do anything what they want with the markets. So that's it for today when it comes to the reset of second layer coins and applications that are running on a central cloud computing system. It's very sad to say nobody wants to hear this message and everybody thinks he's got the best coin and whatever, but yeah, it's not what it is. Ciao. Mwah.